everybody, my name is Kilad and welcome back to the next episode in Dogs with Every Gun Show. I'm showing you guys the shotguns, and I know these are a lot of your guys' favorites. These are the close quarter combat killing creations meant to get up close and kill you and get you in your face, get you in your grill. These guns are really good for me with the Wii Remote. I actually prefer them a lot more with the Wii Remote than the classic controller. So for all these gameplays, you will be seeing me use the Wii Remote, which is cool. So enough chit chat. I'm going to start with the first gun right now. The first shotgun we're going to be discussing today is the Olympia. This is the shotgun that is standard. It is already unlocked when you have created class open. And the most unique thing about the Olympia is that it only has 2 shotgun shells. So if you shoot both of them and don't manage to kill the enemy, man, you're going to be in a lot of trouble because you have no way to retaliate. That's why I always recommend you pick a pistol of your choice to bring along with you when using the Olympia. Just make sure you don't use dual wield, because if you use dual wield, it takes a long time to pull out that pistol. And that's kind of cutting it close there. You don't know if you're going to kill him or not. So always just don't have dual wield on. Now for the Olympia, it's a pretty good shotgun because it has really good range. Actually, it can kill in a medium distance, and that's pretty far for shotguns. For the iron sights are just okayish because the iron sight, there actually is no iron sight. You just see straight through the barrel. It's kind of wide and broad, so it's kind of hard to have those, like, to know exactly where the bullet is going to be to have that precision. But oh well. And none of the shotguns in the game actually don't have any optics to replace the iron sight, which is unfortunate. And especially for this Olympia shotgun, there are no attachments available at all. So you're just going to come out straight with this gun. Obviously don't use Warlord or anything like that unless you want to challenge or something. And speaking of red perks, the only red perk that I can suggest to you really is sleight of hand, because you're really going to need that. The reload time for this weapon is really slow without sleight of hand, and even with sleight of hand I kind of feel that it's still slow. You're always going to have to use that if you want to do well with the Olympia, just to reload those 2 bullets quickly and move on. And you got to be really accurate, because again, if you miss those 2 bullets, you're going to be really in a real disadvantage. But it feels so good when you're doing well with the Olympia, because you're killing people left and right with a disadvantaged weapon. And that goes for all FPSs, because generally people like to gravitate towards the really powerful, the really popular weapons, while you can be more unique. You can pick up the Olympia, you can pick up that disadvantaged weapon and do well with it and show them how it's done. Haha, it's the Stakeout. A lot of people like to go, if they're going to use a shotgun, they like to go straight to the Stakeout, because this gun is really powerful, especially for a shotgun, because the range is absolutely ridiculous. You can kill people far away, and I definitely recommend that you don't hip fire too often. Always try to get into your sights when you can, because really, with that range, with this shotgun, you can do a lot of damage from far away. And I definitely expect that from the Stakeout, being that this is the only pump action shotgun in the game, while the rest are semi-autos. And for attachments, man, the attachments for the shotguns are so bad. They're either no attachment at all or just one. And for the Stakeout, it's a grip. And I'm like, I'm thinking, why would that be? The grip has no detrimental effect at all to the weapon, so why would you ever pick the Stakeout without picking the only attachment, the grip? I don't know. I mean, the grip should have been standard into the shotgun already, and they should have added a lot more attachments for you to use for the Stakeout, but they didn't. It's just one of those, like, what were they thinking moments, Like, what was going through their mind when they were making the game? For tier 2 perks, I either recommend Sleight of Hand Pro or Steady Aim Pro. Sleight of Hand if you want to reload faster, or Steady Aim Pro if you want to be a real pain in the butt to the enemy up close. I mean, you can hip fire from very far away. This gun is just a beast. I see a lot of YouTube gameplays, if they're going to use a shotgun, I see them with the Stakeout, and it's because this gun is just a great weapon. Use it, you won't be disappointed. The next shotgun on this list is the HS-10, and this is the classified gun in its category. It's kind of disappointing though, because a lot of people, including myself, feel that the HS-10 is kind of just an average weapon in terms of power, range and damage and all that. But the really bad part of this weapon is the ammo, because you only get 4 ammo rounds in the gun, but you only get 12 rounds in reserve, and 12 rounds in reserve is not a lot. So I definitely recommend you guys use scavenger. It's almost a mandatory thing to use scavenger with this weapon, so when you kill somebody, you can just pick up the ammo bag and replenish your ammo. But that's only for one gun, because this gun is very unique in all the shotguns, because you can actually dual wield this weapon, and I definitely recommend you guys use dual wield over just a single shotgun for this reason only. It's because, it's an average weapon when it's just a single gun. But if if you trade that range for just, two guns, it's hard to get long range kills when you're dual wielding weapons. But if you trade off that range, you get a lot more stuff. Like, for example, you get more ammo, and you're shooting 2 bullets at once, which is good. And you also get higher damage because, again, you have 2 guns in your hand and you can shoot simultaneously and kill people. So you're trading, just a little bit of range for more power and ammo. It's always a good thing. Always run around and try to get close to the enemy. That's the best way to use the HS-10, is just to get really close and pummel them really hard. And I think it's funny too, because the HS-10, when somebody is dual wielding it and they're holding it, I think the animation kind of looks funny because it's like this old guy. It looks like an old dude. Your character model looks like, hunched over, carrying one shotgun in each hand. So I think that's kind of funny. All in all, this gun is just an average gun, like I said. Just be sure to use a dual wield to get the most out of it. Get close, get in their grill, and really just annoy them and destroy them. Last but not least, we have the Spaz 12, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was on the verge of putting the Spaz 12 in the Noob Weapons Edition because of the simple fact that you can easily spray and pray this weapon, and it does get annoying, but I decided not to because, again, it's just a shotgun, it's not good in long range, and you can actually be really skilled with it if you actually aim really well. Now I'm going to direct you guys to a Treyarch moment among a lot of Treyarch moments we already discussed, but for this one they decided to give the pump action shotgun 4 shells, while the semi-automatic, the Spaz, they decided to give it 8 shells. And I'm wondering why, because if you think about it, in COD 4, it was the reverse. And it makes sense too, because the pump action, while it's powerful, you can't shoot it really fast, but the semi-automatic, you can shoot that a lot. And if they decide to give the semi-automatic 8 shells, people will just spray on and on and on and on. That's what they do. And it becomes even worse because this gun, for the attachment, it has a suppressor, which is crazy because none of the other shotguns have suppressors. But this is not an ordinary suppressor. This is a very special suppressor because this suppressor gives no damage reduction at all. It's actually just the same thing, there's no detriment to using the suppressor, which is weird because the other guns in the game, obviously there is a damage reduction when you put the suppressor on, but when you put the suppressor on for the Spaz 12, nothing changes, and you get the big benefit of not being on the radar when you shoot the weapon, which is absolutely crazy. And this gun is especially good in the houses of Nuketown. You can patrol the houses so easy, you don't even have to aim down the sight to kill people. And I know a lot of you guys, including myself, feel that every time you face another guy with the Spaz 12, they shoot like 7 bullets. I missed all of them, but they seem to always kill you on that last bullet, and it really, really ticks me off. So, I don't know, guys. The Spaz 12, it is a good weapon, but with all the weapons in the game, please aim it, don't spray it. And that's it for this episode of Dogs with Every Gun Show. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. The next episode is actually not going to be on this channel. What do I mean by that? I don't know, guys. I can't tell you. Just sit tight and stay tuned. Peace.